If you watched my last video, you'll remember that I met so many amazing people along the way. And most of the time, I was surrounded by them. But in this video, you'll see the other side of the coin. Honestly, I think I've never felt so lonely before in my life. And I am sure you felt the same way at some point, so I hope this helps in some way.
Soy bien chillona, de verdad. Pero bueno, así soy. ¿Y qué? Vean nomás ese nido.
And even though I consider myself an optimistic person who always tries to see the right side, I think that before reaching that optimism, we need to go through the tough part first, feeling like crap and not wanting to do anything.
Fuerza, Leona. Fuerza.
And you know, I actually love being alone. Like, seriously, it's one of my favorite things in life. I love going to restaurants alone, even if it means that I can't move afterward because I ate too much. Because the food here is just that good. I also love traveling alone, mostly because it has helped me to overcome a lot of fears, like the thought of randomly running into a lynx. Which, by the way, I didn't see any, though I have to admit deep down I kinda wished I had. From a safe distance, of course. But okay, let's hype ourselves up a little bit so we don't get all depressed. At the end of the day, I really believe our perspective shapes our reality. And for me, it helps to think of like climbing a mountain. Sometimes you start climbing like this, and then you reach the top like this.
¡Qué calor! Estamos a 36 grados centígrados y el mapa me mintió porque decía que eran muy pocos metros de elevación y no. No. A pesar de que es un muy buen mapa, ahora me falló. Normalmente estoy buscando un lugar para acampar entre las 5 y 6. Ya son las 5:43. Así que...
Now that I am editing this, I vividly remember how I felt that day. No matter how beautiful this place was or how much I wanted to be there, I felt so sad and lonely, and I kept wondering what the heck was going on with me. Like, I felt amazing the day before, and suddenly I was at rock bottom. Now looking back, I get it. First of all, my period was on its way. But also feeling like this is just part of life, and that's okay, you know? I think loneliness is actually something we all need. First, to give ourselves a space to really get to know who we are. And second, so that when the time comes to share our life with someone, we do it consciously, knowing our own boundaries and building relationships out of love and empathy, not just because we don't want to be alone.
When every step forward is another add-on, through every break and fall, we need to stay strong. And as time goes by, we get settled in our ways. No matter how hard we try, the feeling stays.
Voy rumbeándole sur, rumbo a Mértola. Será mi último punto en Portugal para cruzar a España.
But hey, even when we go through all of this, we still sometimes fall back into old patterns. That's why I think life is like a mountain or a roller coaster or whatever you want to call it. Sometimes we are at the top, living our best life, enjoying the views, celebrating ourselves for making it up there, and that's awesome. But eventually, we'll have to go back down, and then we'll be at the bottom again, looking up, and the cycle continues. But the next day, the sun rises again, and I think to avoid getting stuck at the bottom, afraid of climbing back up just to fall again, we have to pay attention and see what life is putting in front of us to give us a little push. For me, that push came in the form of running into someone I never thought I would see again in my life.
Obrigado. Sou iniciante, mas tenho bike, tenho tudo. Sim, comprei também.
Well, yeah, Bruno was a really special person I met. Turns out he had seen my videos before and we ended up meeting here. It was super cool to chat with him for a bit. But then I ran into someone else. And if you've seen my past videos, you're not gonna believe it. But before that, Bruno invited me a beer and I invited myself to eat.
Obrigado, Vitória, por visitares Portugal, Mértola, e é sempre fechado pela tua companhia.
Obrigada.
Neste momento precioso.
And if you ever pass through Myrtola, please try this restaurant and their cod. It's amazing. I stayed here for a few days at an Airbnb to do laundry and take care of some errands, like cuddling this beautiful cat, Sasha. Please, if you ever find an Airbnb like this in Myrtola, with a cat like her in Myrtola, please make sure to give her some huge kisses from me. Oh, Sasha, I wish I were a cat. For real. And let me tell you, once you go through this process and start feeling better about being alone, you'll realize that it's actually one of the best things ever. Having your own time, your own space, and knowing who's really worth your energy and attention. That's something so valuable. And in my case, I ended up spending time with this amazing human being. Yep, if you watch my video of camping with strangers in Mexico, you already know how John and I met. It was crazy to run into each other again because we were both headed to Argentina. Him on his motorcycle, me on my bike, and yet here we are in Portugal. This reminds me of a song that goes, Los caminos de la vida no son como yo pensaba, como los imaginaba, no son como yo. But anyway, it was time to say goodbye again. John, seriously, thank you for coming to visit. You couldn't have shown up at a better time.
Soy bien chillona, de verdad. Pero bueno, así soy. ¿Y qué? Estoy pasando por una pequeña crisis. Siento mucho miedo en este momento. No sé, a veces me ha entrado la pregunta de si estoy haciendo lo correcto, si esto en verdad vale la pena. Y bueno. ¿Qué creo que estos sentimientos son completamente normales para cualquier persona que viaje en una bicicleta o viaje de cualquier otra manera o esté más expuesto o expuesta.
Actually, for any person in the world.
Deseen suerte, por favor. Solo buenas vibras, ¿eh? Solo buenas vibras. Si no vas a decir nada bueno, mejor no lo hagas. Gracias. ¿Qué quieres allá? ¿Qué quieres? ¿Quieres un poco de esto?
And well, it was time to leave again. Like I mentioned earlier, Myrtola was the last town I would pass through before crossing into Spain. And apparently I didn't think through the consequences of carrying my bike down these stairs. But don't worry, I took off as much weight as I could. Wait, how does that Bible verse about the narrow path go? Please help. But hey, I made it in the end, my friends. Don't worry.
Parece un perro, pero también parece... no sé. ¡Ay, hola! ¡Qué cosa tan bonita! ¡Ay, qué cosa tan bonita! ¡Ay, qué cosa tan bonita! ¡Hola! ¡Hola, cosita preciosa! ¡Vámonos! ¡Vámonos!
So, my final thought is this. Being alone is necessary. It helps us understand ourselves, understand life, and figure out what we really want, where we want to go, and that in turn helps us build better relationships, ones that actually fulfill us.
¿A dónde le daremos? A Serpa ya fuimos. ¿A dónde me ha llevado esta hermosura? Miren nomás. Esa hermosura y mis hermosas piernas, obviamente. Gran motor. España, España, España. España me recibe con una tremenda subida. Perdónenme, españoles, si están escuchando esto. Es que me encanta su acento, en verdad. España me recibe con una muy buena subida y un calor. Gracias a la comunidad de Andalucía.